Thanks, Gray.
I don't have much to say about EA.
So, Star Wars Battlefront, I'm actually kind of surprised they showed some of it already. Especially
they showed. I mean, they showed a date. Did they really show much else?
No, I mean they showed in-game assets.
Oh, that was in-game stuff.
Yeah.
That was in-game Endor stuff, right?
Oh.
Yeah, Endor and then Hoth stuff. Like the snow speeder. That was all in-game stuff.
That's been in development for like a little while, right? Like I was actually surprised that they didn't show more of it
since last year. But like the movies aren't coming out until next December, and they're probably going to time it around that release. So that's why I was surprised that they would.
There's going to be so many Star Wars games around then, aren't there?
Yeah, I'm excited. That's like my favorite shit that you can do is get Star Wars stuff.
Let's have a new KOTOR. Why not?
God, I want a new KOTOR so bad. Let's not even start on KOTOR, because I will talk only about that forever.
Up next is kind of like KOTOR, but it's Mass Effect 4.
Yeah, cool. I guess.
I haven't seen anything about this.
They didn't show anything. They showed a bunch of concept art and then like some pictures of empty planets.
They showed a Krogan.
Yeah.
Scream.
They talked about the next Mass Effect game without even saying Mass Effect 4, really?
Right.
They said we are working on cool stuff for the next Mass Effect game.
Do you think they're gonna try to not call it Mass Effect 4?
I think they're gonna try and not call it Mass Effect 4.
Yeah.
They were really positioning like, we want to tell new interesting stories, that kind of thing. And I was like, this is gonna be Mass Effect : something. You know,
well, God, if they come out with like 2 or 3 Mass Effect games, and then 6 years from now they're like Mass Effect 4, Shepard's back, I'm gonna be so upset.
Yeah, I don't know.
So Scratty points out that they showed a bunch of concept art, and then they talked about their new IP, but it almost seemed like that new IP was still a Mass Effect thing.
Yeah, it seemed like some other sort of Mass Effect thing. I don't know. Maybe they're doing like the Assassin's Creed thing where they have like a last gen and a new gen thing, you know?
Yep.
Maybe. But it was weird. They talked about a new IP that's sounded like it was just a different Mass Effect game, but I could be wrong on that. It's cool, but it was like, I feel like it was like mentioned for the benefit of shareholders. Like, hey, we're working on this anyway, peace.
Which is weird because they could have just called them up.
Yeah, they do that.
Like, hey, shareholders,
we're working on this thing. Peace.
I own your company. What are you working on?
It was just a weird thing. Like, I felt there was just like so little information that it was just a weird thing to have.
I mean, it sounds like EA is that was a press conference that I missed entirely. Like, I did no catch up on that.
And you didn't miss anything.
Yeah, that's what it
EA.
sounds like. Yeah. I think I kind of didn't miss much. I was excited because it's like, oh, they're going to show a bunch of Star Wars stuff, and I woke up to like a couple tweets being like, yo, EA's talking about Star Wars stuff. You interested? And then like I learned, no, they kind of didn't talk.
They kind of said the name Star Wars.
They said Star Wars, and then they kind of said Mass Effect, kind of.
They said the next Mass Effect IP or the next Mass Effect game.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I like that universe a lot, but I don't know. I don't have the trajectory of that game. Is not one that I'm interested in.
Well, the new one is a whole new team, and it's.
I'm kind of happy about that.
Well, here's what they're not going to do. They're not going to go back to letting you put points into stuff.
Nope.
No, like probably not. Well,
that's just not what those games are going to be anymore.
Unless it's like 3 things, you know, like your magic,
so
your gun.
The team that's doing it is the team.
Biotics.
It's a grown team of the version that did the multiplayer for 3, which is one of my favorite things about 3. I really love that multiplayer.
That was a good multiplayer,
except
that
was really good.
Except the weird card garbage.
Yeah.
Sure, but like the class stuff is on point, right?
Yes,
like that stuff.
Totally.
There are lots of really interesting abilities. They took the core combat of that game and gave you a million different ways to interact and to support each other and stuff like that. That's exciting from a pure like, I'm gonna shoot stuff in space at some point.
I'm
like,
real into wave-based co-op stuff, and that is probably my second favorite of that.
Sure.
After like Firefight.
So yeah, so let's see. We'll see what that game is in a year, and it'll come out in 2 years or 3.
Manveer Hare is on that team.
Yep.
He's a rad dude. So.
Yep. So.
Sims 4.
You know who they should have gotten to do it was Obsidian. They should have gotten
there's still
Obsidian
one more.
to do.
Huh?
Did you guys talk about the new BioWare IP?
Yeah,
that
we're
they
not
barely talked
sure
about?
exactly what that is. Whether it's a Mass Effect IP or if it's something
It's
else.
not a Mass Effect IP.
What is it?
He said it was the way that the language that was used made me think it was, quote, a contemporary game. They were investigating contemporary
right.
settings.
Oh.
What is okay?
It's like
Do they mean
the modern
contemporary
world.
in style or in setting?
setting?
They mean Watch Dogs.
Okay.
They're making
They're
Watch
making
Dogs.
a
They're
realistic
making Watch Dogs too.
Earthbound.
So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
They got the Earthbound license from
Yeah.
Nintendo.
How do you think?
Yeah.
Sims.
Sims 4.
Sims 4 is Obama in The Sims? Was that Obama?
I think that was
Yeah,
Obama.
I mean,
That
they
was
made
Obama, right? Okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't like, because that's when I saw it on the press conference. I was like, is that Obama? I don't think they actually said anything specifically.
No.
It was funny. I don't know. My girlfriend's way into The Sims, and she
I'm
thought
pretty
it
into The
was-
Sims, and I'm
Yeah,
excited. for that
I'm into
game.
The Sims too. Yeah.
The
That
one-
game-
The one
that
thing,
trailer didn't do much. So
No.
the one
I
thing
missed the trailer.
I saw, maybe this is already in The Sims, but the thing they were talking about where like a Sim shows up to a party and she's like in a bad mood, and then everyone else gets super awkward around her. Like, is that in The
I kind
Sims?
of like that.
That seems okay. That's already in there.
that's. Oh no! Like the
Where
thing
like
is that-
one
so-
person's emotions like affects everyone else around.
It always
them.
seemed like a one-on-one interaction in The Sims, and now it's more like anybody in this environment can react.
AOE emotions.
and the emotions that they have change, not just like give you a negative like minuses to your chance of succeeding at doing something, which is like kind of how it works now. It's kind of like a debuff, like an overall debuff, but now have specific relations to the activities that you do. So it isn't just, oh, I'm in a shitty mood, so I have minuses to all of my interactions. It's I'm mad, so every interaction I have with somebody is going to carry that anger into it.
And, like,
Not
it-
just
I was gonna
Yeah,
s-
yeah,
I was saying it looked like he was mad, but like maybe gave him like a plus in the gym because he was working out like extra
Right,
hard.
sure.
Yep.
You know,
Sure.
Like, I thought that was kind of neat. That it's like
right. It's a lot more
more
specific
rounded.
than just
You gotta get mad to get swole.
yeah, basically. I just thought that was kind of
to
neat.
get mad swole. Right. That's what
That's
that means.
swole.
Yeah.
So then the other thing that they've talked about in the past that this kind of ties into, I don't want to like just make this about Sims, but is that there will be more permanent states, because I don't know if y'all have been like in a long-term situation before emotionally, but it is not like I looked at a painting and now I'm not depressed anymore.
Yeah.
And so things
If,
like
if that's not how that's supposed to go, then I need someone to check me out real quick. When I look at paintings, it solves everything.
boom. Right.
Yeah.
So now there will be like looking at that painting might make you go from like a severe emotional state to a less severe long-term one that can still boil back up now and then. But like if or like the opposite, right? Like let's say you've fallen in love with someone in your character and becomes content. That having a shitty day at work isn't going to make you not content. It might drop you down, or it might change you to being pleased or something. But it's not just going to turn that off because you had one bad day, and that's interesting for me because I'm Austin and like interesting character-driven stuff.
But I think if you're gonna do anything with The Sims, it should be improving the characters.
Exactly.
Right.
The,
But
but
none of that stuff was in that video, so yeah, I don't know.
the one thing though, like, I don't know if like that gallery that they showed, like I'm gonna go into my gallery and pull out my friend's stuff. Like, how much of that gallery is things that are gonna cost money? You know?
I don't know. Like,
I
so
don't
yeah,
know.
it could either be a lot or it could be really neat. It could be like this means I can pull all of my Streamfriends friends into my game without having to make them all.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
it's kind of interesting.
Right.
Like they touted this, and I guess that means it's new. But like I can make a personality for a person, put it up, and then like you could download me, and I would still have my same personality instead of being a
Right.
blank slate type of thing, which is kind of that's cool. Like
Mm-hmm.
the character I make can remain intact. Like I guess sort of like not. I don't know. I don't want to make the Tomodachi Life Sims comparison, but I'm going to anyway. Like, you could download me into Tomodachi Life, and I would be a totally different person than if John downloaded me into Tomodachi Life. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I would have totally different likes and dislikes and this and that, and like the idea of making a character that remains permanent is
That's
kind of
interesting.
cool. You know?
Yeah, that is cool. that stuff doesn't come along with the QR codes? Is that just visuals?
I'm pretty sure it's just visuals. It's visuals and name and like voice and that type of stuff, but not. It's aesthetics, but not likes and dislikes. I think. I don't know for sure, but I'm almost positive on that.
Anything else on Sims?
Good graphics on The Sims.
Yeah.
It looked like they really
Looks like The
improved this. This is from a video that I had seen pre E3. I don't know if the E3 video had any of this, but they really improved the super frustrating house building stuff. Like all that stuff was way better.
None of that was.
They didn't show the character or house creation.
Yeah,
but I think because they already have, you know.
Right.
They showed how to create Obama. So.
Oh yeah, Obama. Goddamn
was
liberals
gonna say,
invading my Sims games.
I just hope I don't have to buy an expansion to get houseboats, because houseboats are the best.
You'll have to buy an expansion.
I know, but it's fine. I'll do it.
I've always wanted to be into The Sims, but I never have for whatever reason. Mostly just because I just never put the time into it. But I'm hoping that this is gonna be my Sims.
Yeah.
I was the Sims type that like I start like really caring, and then it eventually turns into the like, well, I'm just gonna walk this person in a closet till they die. And like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna make a pool and then put a giant wall all around it and see what happens. That type of thing.
It's gonna light fireworks off in the house
Yeah.
with all these rugs.
I don't know if anything's gonna change on that front. I'm probably not.
Right.
At least I'll be able to do it better graphics. I'll be able to make full realized personalities.
Wait.
Before you murder them.
Exactly.
So, did you notice that trailer ended in like the most depressing way?
Yeah.
That guy
hey,
died
that
from
guy has a
laughter.
heart attack with steroids.
Laughter,
Oh,
not
man.
steroids. He died from laughter.
I mean, he was pumping iron at the gym, and he looked pretty buff.
It said on the thing at the
John's-
end. I swear.
John's just asking the questions. John's just, he's just putting it out there. He's just asking the questions everyone else is afraid to ask.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say steroids. I mean like performance enhancement things can affect your heart.
So what you're saying is you'd like the Sims wellness test program to
Right.
make sure that your Sims aren't in any danger.
Right.
That's fair.
But I think that might be kind of productive, because Dylan said explicitly that he does want to put his Sims in danger.
Yeah. You have the option to at least turn it off, maybe.
Yeah.
The wellness option.
Ali in the chat says, Nick, are streams helping at all? And yes, 100%. I ended up getting Sims 3.
Nice.
And playing a little bit. I made a Sim me and a Sim Matt, and then got real frustrated because I couldn't figure out how to make us a family.
You should
And then I rage
check out
quit.
the EA Sims website, because they are giving a bunch of free DLC for anyone that owns the Sims 3.
Oh,
They
really?
give like 2 free DLC packs or something like
Yeah.
that.
All the DLC is super expensive, but it's constantly going on sale for like 80% off and stuff like that.
And yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a time, like it was like this summer, if you bought Sims 3, you got a bunch of DLC for free. So
I personally recommend Paradise Island. That one is great. You can get a houseboat and turn into a mermaid.
I'm getting a little tired of your pro houseboat agendas.
You can drive it around and park it at different places.
Speaking of houseboats, do you guys think houseboats are one of the new vehicles in the new Criterion IP?
oh lord,
Oh,
that was like real vague too. They're like, it has boats and
Yeah.
bikes and cars
But-
and you drive.
Dog, not only was it really vague, it started with them saying, like, listen, all this could be gone. Like, none of this is necessarily indicative of anything.
I just
Yeah.
love how they're like, we're a very flexible studio now, and they show like this really nice office and like no one in it because there's only like 17 people who work there
We
now.
got rid of the desks. Yeah, exactly.
And they've
we
never
fired
had to make a
everyone.
person ever. They've
Yo, we
never
got some
once.
love sacks.
Oh man,
shit.
what if they're really bad at making people, and they need to make a game with humanoid things, so they just make robots because they know how to do shapes real good. That'd be
We'll
pretty
get to
good.
Battlefield, B-boy. Don't you worry. We'll get there. It's the last thing. This thing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure that's going to be fine. I like Criterion.
Yeah.
I love Burnout Paradise. I don't know that I like anything that they've made since then.
I
Well, they
said
haven't done anything but been like tasked to do Need for Speed.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
want to go play that first Needs for Speed that they put out. I have that, and then need
Hot
to
Pursuit?
put some time into it. Yeah.
People really like
Burnout-
Hot Pursuit. I never
Mad
played
good.
them.
Really good.
That's what I
Uh,
I don't know.
think.
Burnout games are really good.
Anything else on
No.
Criterion?
I was gonna say I think we should hustle through this in Ubisoft
Yeah,
because we have a ton to go
Chill.
through.
Yeah. All right. So
Ubisoft.
PGA Tour,
Love it.
Whatever.
PGA Tour plus Levolution.
Still not
There's
Tiger,
like-
huh? Kind of.
Not fun.
Kind of
No,
surprised.
they cut
Kind of
them out.
surprised they're not like, oh, it's cool now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Madden.
it costs. Does it not cost more money to put him on that?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So like now that they're not tied to that,
They don't
it's like,
have
wow,
to
we're saving,
pay him.
Oh, saving a bit of change right here.
Yeah, I didn't think
I'm gonna
about that.
say that my favorite parts of the Tiger Woods games from like PS2 were the fantasy courses. So if they're putting a heavy focus on that for the next one, awesome.
Right.
That's gonna be
Madden
great.
15 has a tackle cone.
It's all defense all the time,
All the listen.
all day.
All day.
They said who was
All
on the
the-
cover of that too, and I don't remember.
It was Sherman.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, which again makes sense on this defense focused game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is cool. And that dude's rad. So after that is Dawngate.
That is their MOBA.
Oh yeah. We're not
I hear
making a
it's-
MOBA clone, but
I hear
This
it
game
as
wants
a
you to-
story.
Okay, so here's the one thing that really confused me on that was they said it was a MOBA game where you can play your character any way you want and you aren't bound by stuff like classes. And that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't know how that's possible, and I think that's
I don't know.
real weird.
Even if it's not possible, like, and it sounds like maybe it's not possible, they have to do something to not just be exactly what every other MOBA is, right?
Yeah.
I think I saw it. They have 2 lanes.
That reads to me like
Wow.
it's going to be some kind of like skill building point based thing,
Yeah,
basically.
I mean, what Dota Dota and other MOBAs have that. It's just like usually you pick a character based on what they can do and how they can contribute to a party. I'm just curious, like, are they going to have is like Mortal Kombat style? Are they going to have 3 different versions of each character? Like, are you going to have?
Oh wait, are you saying MOBAs with fatalities? Because I'm in.
Actually, I'd be super
I
down
wasn't
with
in,
that.
but now I'm in.
MOBA Combat.
MOBA Combat. Yeah, there it is. Combat with a K.
I would play that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
whatever. EA MOBA, that's cool, I guess.
FIFA. I'm guessing no one here has anything to say about FIFA.
Nope.
Man, FIFA's really fun. I don't have anything to say because I
FIFA's
don't
really
know-
fun.
I don't know
Sports
enough
title
about
in the
soccer
world.
to know the difference.
Those games are
between
great.
things.
I'm excited for the World Cup. Mirror's
Yeah.
Edge 2. I missed most
Wait,
of that
can
trailer.
you missed one, which was NHL 15.
Oh, that's not on this list. Yeah, good call.
I just want to say I think that game looks excellent. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Like, the NHL games are one of the
Sure.
few sports games that I play regularly, and I don't know. I'm just really happy with the next gen look of that. I guess that's all.
That's I believe you. Mirror's
I don't
Edge 2.
I don't think we had UFC on there either, but Bruce Lee
we
is such a
did
cool
not.
character to put in there.
Yeah, Bruce Lee was right after
also-
Sims.
Also, Idris Elba voiceover for that FIFA trailer.
Oh, was that him?
Was that him? I didn't
yeah.
realize that. That's
Oh, yeah.
hilarious.
All right.
Wait, who did the voiceover?
Idris Elba.
Okay.
Mirror's Edge 2.
Looked cool. Faith looks cool in fancy graphics.
Mhm.
I didn't
Uh,
jump in.
Phil
looks pretty
mentioned
jumpy.
that it looked a lot like the first Mirror's Edge, but that game like looked really good already.
Yeah, it's a real clean game.
Yeah. So
They didn't.
probably a lot of the same here.
Faith didn't use a gun the entire
Good on that.
segment.
Okay.
That
Yep.
was really nice, and it makes me
Lots
wonder.
of combat talk, but
No
Lots of
decapitating.
combat done, but no. Lots of
No
combat talk,
combat.
but no gun at all. I don't know if that. I won't say that means they're gone because let's not be ridiculous here. But just nice to see, I guess.
Mhm.
That's it.
Thomas says that UFC has him not happy. Bruce Lee should not be fucked with. For what it's worth, the Bruce Lee estate was super careful about who they license Bruce's image out to.
Oh, so you want to talk about a
he's
damn
got a
fine-looking
ton of
game?
games.
You want to talk about a
Right,
damn fine game?
Right.
Also, whatever. This UFC game looks better than Dragon, so the Bruce Lee game for Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
also, I like Bruce Lee a bunch, but he's also a person. So, like,
Yeah.
I don't like.
It's the reason I see it as not being as a thing that makes sense to me is regarding UFC stuff. That argument comes up a ton, like with UFC fans
Sure.
that I know. That argument is, well, what about Bruce Lee versus XYZ guy? Oh, Bruce Lee would kick his ass, blah blah blah, or no, he wouldn't. It's like it's for me. In the conversations I have with people regarding UFC, it seems to make sense.
I'm way more interested in making sure that, let's say, NCAA football players get respected and paid for being included.
Bruce Lee
with some,
Estate's
like,
making some dough off of this. Don't cry
yeah,
over
of course.
that.
Exactly.
You know?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
For me, if you want to talk about people being taken advantage of or like not fucking with people, I'm very much interested in the actual people who maybe that whole genre fucks with.
Yeah.
By taking advantage of their existence and popularity.
Yeah. Real weird.
But college sports people especially throughout that whole system. Anyway. Battlefield. Let's be more on Mirror's Edge.
Nope.
All right. Battlefield Hardline.
Man, I don't like fetishizing military police states. I think that's pretty fucked up.
Yep.
That's it. That's all. That's my comment on that game.
Fetishizing what?
Military police.
Militarized police.
Oh yeah.
Police states, right? Like.
I don't trust the government already. This game doesn't help.
Yes, exactly. Like, and it's weird because I don't know why it sets me off as much, if not more, than something like a COD that's been doing it for so long. Like, maybe it's just like, yeah, it's a fucking another military game, but when it switched over to this is a military game about the quote good guys of the police fighting the bad guys of criminals or whatever.
Did you notice?
Like,
did you notice in the heist mode thing they had like at the top they had like 100 of criminals left, infinity police left, and I was like, that's some real life shit right there. In a way, it's real weird to me.
That's pretty cool.
It's also like Call of Duty and things like Call of Duty and traditional Battlefield have been around forever, and this is like the idea of like, oh, let's just put a new spin on this.
Right, and it's not just like, oh, you're police. You're this very specific brand of a real thing that's happening in major police departments with the development and kind of the integration of military hardware.
Yeah, especially living where I live, where we just had a whole thing where the Justice Department had to come because the police are killing homeless people.
Cool.
Whoa. Well, what?
And veterans. It's a whole there was a whole thing just recently where there's a homeless guy camping and the police decided that the best way to deal with that would be to shoot the guy. And this is like a month after there was an Iraq War veteran who was threatening to kill himself with a gun to his head, and the best solution was to put a bullet through it. So, whole weird thing, and this it really struck a weird thing for me. I don't know.
Like, yeah, I'm glad it did because it's fucked. Like,
yeah. I'm in the beta though. I don't know if I'm actually going to play it. I did.
You'll fuck people.
Yeah, I did get in the beta.
Fuck the Google cops.
I don't know if I want to play it or not, to be honest.
Yeah.
And that's not really only because of that. It's just because I don't play Battlefield games, you know?
Yeah, totally.
I don't play first-person shooters usually.
This is, I don't know. And that's Visceral who was making that, right?
Yes. Or no, it's a different team made up of ex-Visceral people.
Okay.
Yeah. Visceral is technically Visceral itself is making Star Wars.
No, they still call it Visceral though.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, they're saying that Visceral's doing the single player for it.
All right, whatever. Cool, I guess. I mean, it's not for me.
I just can't believe they were like, let's do something different, and then the different thing they decided to do was like, let's just make cops kill bad guys. Like
and it doesn't even look that different.
Well, I
think
think
it's still a ticket system.
Yeah. Like, why would you take a thing that's already kind of fucked up but pretty established, and then like let's put a new spin on this disgusting shit?
I think I have an idea of what they were going for.
It's because they have to give it another reason for it to exist because they want Battlefield to be annualized. But if they annualize Battlefield with a new number every year, people would riot.
No, they should have just made
away with it.
And they specifically, like, this is skipping ahead a little bit, but at the Sony conference, the guy specifically said this is not Battlefield 5.
Right.
Like, I am not making Battlefield 5, I am making Battlefield Hardline.
But
they should have made it Bad Company 3.
Yeah, I can see where they were going, is they're like, what if after Payday you, like, played the police chase too? I think might be what they were going for there, but it just is...
I think there's a way to do, like... That's the thing that drives me crazy about this game. Isn't that isn't that I'm sometimes playing as the police. I play lots of games where I play as the police sometimes.
I play Counter-Strike. That's police.
There are ways
plays police. That's pretty fun.
Right. There are ways to do that. Like, but it's a combination of the militarization stuff and like you guys just said, like, oh, the infinite cops versus limited amount of bad guys, quote unquote, the languages they use, and just in general, the kind of like, you know, it's just like warfare. Like we should handle this with the exact same.
I'm pretty sure if you're going into a bank and shooting up the place, you're probably not great.
Right, sure.
Yeah, probably not a great dude.
I guess.
Because everyone can go like, oh, war is bad. I don't know how prevalent like the understanding of how fucked up the police system is already, and how like dangerous a lot of those implications are to people.
Totally.
Well, Anthony Gallegos did bring up on Twitter, which is something that kind of made me chuckle a little bit, is if you played the real life version of that situation, it would be super lame as a game, you know? So I could see the idea. Like a 2-hour chase that ends in one bullet and then it's over, you know? Like, that's cool, but it's not... I mean, that's fine, but it's just not... It's not about
I get it.
You know?
But, like, make a different game. Like, that's... You don't have to make this game, you know?
I mean, it's just... It's yet another example of just tone deaf. You know, just completely trying to, like, rip things from the headlines and be topical, but not treating such things with the gravitas that they deserve.
Yeah.
Is there a hostage negotiation game? There's got to be, right?
There has to be.
Maybe. Anyway, so that's EA.
Yeah.
We'll come back to hostages in about 25 minutes.
Yeah. That is not the hostage negotiation I was thinking of